So Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics Games are still the matter of heated debates in Japanese society, and quite recently there has this been law about whether to cut down some boughs in Yoyogi Park. Yoyogi Park is centrally located, and it's the place where many Tokyos go to walk and maybe jog and have a relaxed time. And so the Tokyo metropolitan government is planning to cut down some boughs of trees, not the whole tree, but some boughs, in order to make space for the public viewing of the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics. And there have been some, framing about this planned pruning of the trees in the Yoyogi Park, and this has become now a high-profile case. And people against the cutting of the boughs, against the Tokyo Olympics in general, and I've seen the pattern many times over. And as somebody who has studied butterflies when while in the childhood, and who knows some details about how nature and human activities interact to initiate habitat, I should say that cutting down the boughs in a park might appear to be so symbolic of nature's destruction, but from my point of view, it's not really essential. I mean, there are many endangered species in and around Tokyo, but people don't take notice of these endangered species because they don't know. They simply don't know. And the Yoyogi Park is something that is so conspicuous because people go there and have some private experience. So when these trees are cut, the boughs are cut, they, make noise, and that's understandable. I can sympathize with that emotion, but from the point of view of the whole picture about the interaction between man and the environment, it's not such a big deal. I'm not saying this as a person who is basically supporting the games, Olympic and Paralympic games. I don't have any vested interest in that. I mean, this is not a position talk. I mean, it's, it's not identity politics either. I mean, I'm just saying that the plain fact that cutting down some boughs in the park is not really an environmental issue. It is a psychological issue or socially symbolic issue. I admit that. So those people who make much out of it would be those people who are opposed to the games of the Olympics and Paralympics in the first place for some reason or for another. And I think these people are taking hostage of the boughs to be cut down. When you are dealing with these trees, it is natural to prune the boughs from time to time. The botanists, gardeners, always do that, and so it's not a big deal. So it's the cutting down of some boughs in the Yoyogi Park is a big deal only in the social context or political context, and not in terms of the environmental issues at large. And when you come to environmental issues, there are more serious issues. There are more urgent cases of endangered species, not only limited to butterflies, but also other areas of animal kingdom. But people generally do not have sufficient knowledge about these things, and which is a pity. And now the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics is becoming an endangered species, I should say, because of these misdirected enthusiasm from my point of view.